In the most simplest way, like the
It's
most
the new
baby,
form. It's the new. The blockchain is the new internet. That's the best way. It's the new internet. That's what blockchain is. And on this new internet, everything on the internet has a value. And what blockchain and the cryptocurrencies are attempting to do is make the internet be of value so that it costs to do everything on the internet.
That's
But
Coinbase too. App.
yeah, there's apps, there's
That
communication.
no, the Coinbase app that you put on the Slack, is that in pertain to what you're talking about right now?
Similar, yes. The Coinbase app is a exchange. So let's say, for instance, you were to get on a plane and go to Mexico, and when you got to Mexico, all you had was US dollars. You would have to go to a currency exchange department in order to exchange your US dollars for pesos. So what Coinbase is an exchange company. You can exchange your US dollars for cryptos and other currency. You can always exchange your cryptos on that particular exchange. Now, that does put your money at risk as far as whether or not it will grow in value based off of performance. But what Coinbase is it allots you an opportunity to take your US dollars and load them onto an account to where you can buy cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum.
Is it all right if I read a short insert from the book?
Sure.
do your thing. Do your thing.
All right. Just on the joint that I picked up this morning. Like I said, it was only 38 pages, but you know what I'm saying. Like it gave me a short education. I was just like Kyrie. Like I don't know much about this, but it makes a lot of sense. So, chapter 6 of this book, it says the mechanics of blockchain, a permanent record to best understand how blockchain technology works. Let us start with a very simple example. Suppose for the moment that you and two friends came across 3 magic sheets of paper. What was magic about these 3 pieces of paper was that anything written on one sheet would immediately appear on the other 2 sheets of paper. If what was written was erased, it would reappear on the same sheet of paper. The only way to erase information was if 2 people erased the same markings on 2 sheets of paper at the same time. This, in essence, is the magic behind blockchain technology. Does not explain its true use. There are many practical applications for how these magic sheets of paper could be used. But for you and your friends, you decide on something very simple to keep track of the money owed between the 3 of you. Using magic sheets of paper for the purpose of keeping track of debts may seem petty, but this is a true problem on a larger scale. And even with friends, it can cause tension and reason for argument. Maybe Hunter can elaborate on, the whole joints from that. It says with your 2 friends, whenever one person lends money to another, one person they write this transfer down on a magic sheet of paper, causing an instant transmission of this information to the other 2 sheets of paper. What is important to realize about this premise is that the third party is able to see a transfer between 2 individuals, even if they did not participate. This means that the third party is made aware of the debt in a complex set of debts where one person lends to another and then another person borrows from that person. We create a system where paying back one another is made easier. For example, if you borrow from person A, then person B borrows from you, person B could pay back person A instead of paying you back. This is a simple process. Think about all of the points of confusion that could happen.
I think the book. Go ahead, Chandra.
No, you got it. I was just gonna say that it's blockchain. At first hearing it is extremely complex, but this is where we are going. So I figure we all kind of learn it together so that we can all be on pace together.
And when we talk about money, right? So it's about to be a transaction that take place that we can all bear witness to. It's actually taking place now. A lot of money is being transferred, and the banks got too many loans to process the transactions. So there has to be a supplemental way for this energy to get sent out. And the way that it gets sent out is through blockchain. That's why it's really important to get on this energy now, because there'll come a point in time where, you know, I can already see it. Like when I was trying to set up my accounts, a lot of places said that, United States was kind of locked out of this whole situation because our country was at risk. So now, if you can, that's why we're talking about this energy and this information now, so people can begin to do their investigation and due diligence.
Let me move the shirts.
Basically, the banks can't take all of the processes. Like this 2.2 trillion that's being sent out is going to be due because of blockchain. And now we as people can actually fund the blockchain movement with our money that we've already saved and invested, because as we can see, not just with our country, but the whole entire planet is going to be operating on some form or fashion of blockchain.
The
This is
whole
what the
entire,
elites
they
want.
already are.
This is what they want.
That's what kind of got us a little bit behind. And it's not even that we're behind. It's just that America is running the game. So they went and made sure that everybody around the world is already connected to it, so that when America, who runs the dollar, actually converts to this, it's not blown up. You know what I'm saying? We don't get that information because everybody in the country will blow it up. We the finance country. We the finance country of the world. We do all of the trading for the world, which is why every country has to trade in dollars. So we are not necessarily late. We are actually ahead of the curve as far as a country. But inside of our country, the people are totally unaware that this is what's going on. And this is y'all's advantage. Knowing that this is going on and being in a position to take advantage of it now before currencies like XRP, which will be the new dollar, come around, and it's what we're trading in, and the value of that particular currency is shot up dramatically, and you weren't able to take advantage of that particular investment.
Honcho, can you drop the science on Ethereum?
Ethereum basically Ethereum is the IP addresses to everything. So the IP address to log into your bank account, you got to use Ethereum for it. To log into your Facebook, you got to use Ethereum for it. Every transaction that happens on the internet or on the blockchain is happening through Ethereum. Ethereum moves everything. Everything is moved through Ethereum. Does it make sense? So if every paperment, document, agreement, everything, every government is ran through Ethereum as far as how they run their systems, and all the money that you are spending with these particular companies is ran through XRP and Bitcoin, and you kind of see how the currencies, as far as gold, silver, and copper, are operating behind Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin.
And then I've seen other blockchains, such as like relief efforts, where people need help, people need medical equipment, people need finances because they in particular financial situations. If I need to wire some money to my people right now, you do that through blockchain. You don't, and if you do it through Western Union,
they're doing it.
Western Union is doing it through blockchain, because the banks slow up the process. And so this is what we're actually trying to show people, or trying to tell people, like the banks might be cool, but they're phasing the banks out. So it's more of a direct process. And with that, it comes a responsibility. Because what you was mentioning, Racine, with your excerpt, was the fact that if me and you mess up that transaction, like forget or do something careless, if we do $1 million transaction and we don't have the code, there is no bank to ensure our transaction.
Yeah. There's no backup. Yeah, that makes that's a great breakdown completely.
There is no FDIC. There is no company, you know what I'm saying, operating to protect that. The protection is not having the bank involved.
Yes, so essentially blockchain is a digital ledger that records transactions which are made in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But now it's controlling, it's starting to integrate with all other currencies. Whatever currency is available out there is pretty much being moved through blockchain.
True. And that's fact. Every country still, and every major corporation out here still has to buy in US dollar though. But what the blockchain for the world's circulation, economical circulation has solved is there's a company called Swift that used to handle all of the wire transfers over the world. So let's say I live in Africa, Rod, you live in South America, and Kyrie, you live in America. If I want to send materials to you to South America, Rod, and you have the South American dollar, Kyrie got the American dollar, and I got the rand, the African rand. Mm-hmm. I need to send you money to I need to send you materials, and you need to send me money from where you have your money at. Your South American dollar is not going to be valuable to me. So we had to have a median currency in order for us to do business. And that's where Kyrie come in, North America. Kyrie runs the dollar.
Okay.
And so you take your South American dollar and exchange it for Kyrie's $1 bills. And then Kyrie, as the escrow guy, sends me the money in dollars, and then I ship you whatever it is you bought from me.
Okay.
Because my country runs under the rand, your country runs under South American dollar, and Kyrie the middleman.
That makes it a lot easier to understand than, you know, three sheets of invisible paper.
Right. So what was happening though is, in order for us to keep business going all the time, Rob, you would have to send money to a bank in my country where you can hold dollars at, so you can get the transactions done faster.
Okay, so instead of me holding my funds for goods where I'm at based off of my currency, I will hold them in your country where you're at, because that is more valuable over there.
Yeah, but you would hold them in dollars.
Okay.
So you would have to basically get credit.
Okay.
This is how credit is built. Because it's hard, because in order for me to get paid and for you to get your materials, the transaction times, if we do this shit on a Friday, I may not get that money till next Friday, because the transaction times with Swift and how they used to do wire transfers.
The banks.
You want these? You want cookies, baby?
It takes too long. So what XRP has done is set it up to where, when you want to send me your rand, you can send it to me right now. I mean, when you want to send me your South American dollar, you can send it to me right now. You can send me $1 billion right now with a click of a button, and it won't take nothing but 3 seconds. And we could do this on a Sunday if you want to.
Yeah.
We can do this 24 hours a day, and we don't have to get the bank to co-sign. You know how irritating it is when you have a payment that comes through on Thursday and you got to wait till Tuesday, because Friday it gets to the bank on Friday, Saturday and Sunday they close, Monday they getting everything together, and it don't reach my account till Tuesday.
Yeah.
The blockchain says in 3 seconds, I'll have that transaction. So you got to understand why the 5G is being implemented. It's not to kill you. It's so that these transactions can operate more smoothly. Okay.
Yeah.
Period.
That was the first thing that I got. That was the first thing that I got off of the book that I was getting into this morning, in which they were making it important that people understand that the amount of data that has to go through with all of these transactions in order for them to be, beneficial to everybody involved. The computers on the network couldn't handle it at first.
4G, 3G, 2G, all that shit got to be done on a hard drive. 5G is not done on a hard drive.
What they did was they eliminated the amount of computers that it had to go through. So that makes sense with the implementation of the 5G, because now that stuff can operate without having to go through this many servers in order for it to go through.
Because the blockchain is utilized on modalities such as cell phones. Like your cell phone is actually a component of the blockchain. Yeah. That's what, because your cell phone holds a little bit of data, which allows these communications to go. So people not thinking about this correctly. Why do everybody got a cell phone? Is it to, plug you into the matrix, or is it so you can really assist the growth of information and these transactions that happen without these banks?
Yeah,
we're moving to another currency, and that's what is happening. That is what's happening. Like, they can't reveal their hand too fast, because if they reveal their hand too fast, the same way as everybody was going to the store for toilet paper, everybody would go to the store for blockchain, and it would devalue the system before it even been fully implemented.
Yeah. And they haven't even worked out all the quirks yet.
They still building the infrastructure.
Let me tell you how much they still building. If we wanted to get together right now and sign up to operate, help like our own blockchain system,
my love, come here.
That's available. We could get together, set up something, and actually start developing something. And it's all there for us to help in building.
We could do a blockchain right now. Like, if we wanted to, we could, and have our own financial currency that we all can buy into and support, and then exchange it within each other and the people that come into our group, whether it be like, for services that we like. I got readings, Honcho got financial advisement, Prime Harmonic got the breathing. So with that, a person might want to buy that service, but we don't accept money. We only accept our coin for these services. With that, the more business that we generate with our coin, and then have people mine our coin, work our coin, understand our coin, believe in our coin, invest in our coin. What does our coin do? It provides people these particular services. Okay. The same thing for Bitcoin, the same thing for Ethereum, the same thing for Lunar. I can't think of what it's called, Lunar something. These actual blockchains have a purpose outside of finances, which allows them to grow. For Bitcoin is like, you can get on the dark web and do what you need to do. If that didn't exist, Bitcoin wouldn't exist. Because on the dark web, the currency is Bitcoin.
Period. You want to buy some dark shit, you can go on the dark web and buy it with Bitcoin.
All day long.
And it get dark as fuck.
All day long. All day long.
Yeah. But Bitcoin is the equivalent to gold. And that's on paper. Thank you.
Because it's mined.
You confirm that Bitcoin is officially the gold standard.
Could you break down that whole mining concept for me, please, a little bit more?
Okay, mining gold in real life is what you know it to be. Mining Bitcoin is going in, and all of those transactions that we're talking about, people have to manually put them in.
Okay.
So your computer system, I'm gonna just build with you. The computer system. So me and Honcho, we got a computer system. We bought this warehouse and we just flooded that mug with hard drives, right? Okay. And we got them all connected to a network that's primarily suited to do Bitcoin transactions. Each Bitcoin transaction we do is 3 cents on the dollar, right? But we're doing thousands of Bitcoins a minute. Maybe, every 10 minutes, we doing thousands of Bitcoins. So that actual mining process is the networks for the blockchain to actually produce, because the blockchain exists on our cell phones, hence why we need to have 5G technology throughout this country, why Trump don't want us to be behind where this shit is already happening, right? Because
China kicking ass with this shit.
Yeah, it's already happening, and China need to do it because they got way more. Like if you looked at a population density map, you would be like, damn, those people living on top of each other. They need a way to function outside of the monetary system. See, this blockchain is being created out of necessity and beyond the fact of the matter, whether you dealing with it or not, it's already in place. It's already happened. March 27th, the 5G Act was signed and enacted by the President of the United States while all of this shit was happening. Let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And he changed the financial systems in 2017. So you got the 5G that came
2
out.
years ago.
You got the 5G that had been approved. So now we can put the system in play, and we already on the monetary system from the executive order February 3rd, 2017. So like this shit it's you can go and do the research. It's in law. It's in the bill. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And everybody's stimulus checks is y'all finna get them from off of some.
And let me be clear, man.
And it's gonna be some coin that you get.
It's gonna be blockchain that you might can convert it to cash if you want to buy you a sack or something. Your weed man don't, but your weed man might even accept. He might accept Bitcoin though. You just never know. You're gonna have to have those kind of conversations with him.
Yeah, real talk.
Beyond that, let's be clear. Let's get beyond the agent provocateurs in the community feeding you false information about 5G.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's deal with that, because at the end of the day, what sense do it make for the government to kill all of the population? Like, why do you think they want to live in a world where it's just 100 people and they just got the whole world? That wouldn't be fun to them. They can't even exist on that type of level. So let's just be honest about this situation. If you think you're going to die, if it ain't got nothing to do with the 5G, the reality is that we all die at a particular point in time. So let's just be clear about that. So when we actually dealing with this technology, let's figure out why it's here and what makes sense. What makes sense for me is that this financial system is already dead. And when Trump got voted into the presidency, he took control of the Fed. And to take care and control of the Fed, you have to create a new monetary system. But that new monetary system is not a new monetary system. It's an old monetary system. We've been playing with this shit for 10 years, more than that probably.
Years. Ever since the banks started giving out debit cards with chips in them, and we all had online bank accounts, that'll give you a confirmation for how long they've been operating.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The moment that you use your card, you see the app like, oh shit, they drafted out my card account instantly, but it be pending. That's how you know it's blockchain technology, because it's not really going.
5G. They don't. Blockchain
is too slow.
5G. So
yeah, because I've had.
You got it.
Nah, I was just gonna say, I've had instances where I ordered Uber, right, and I had to take Uber for like 3.5 months or whatever because I'm not allowed to drive and shit. So the Uber transactions would say, it came out of my account, but when I go to the transaction page, that joint would say pending. And if Uber didn't take the payment in time, they would revert it right back to my account. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And that's because, Rob, back to the example that me and you had, when you bought my products, it was on a Thursday or a Friday, so we don't have your money yet. The payment went through.
Yeah.
So because we couldn't prove that the payment went through, got to decline you and wait till the payment go through. And that's because the banks
gotta care for her. You gonna be dragging her around.
Somebody lied.
Need to mute that one. Hello?
Yeah. So yeah, that's because we dealing with the banking system and how banks move money. It takes banks anywhere between 3 to 5 business days to clear a transaction. That's too long. And that's why your money that's why it says pending versus it coming and it actually coming. You got an available balance and a current balance. That's why you have that. But as soon as money moves, it moves. It's gone. It's sent to where you want it to be sent, and that's the objective of us converting to a blockchain financial system.
Okay. So we want to make everything final. We want to make it exact and right away, pretty much.
Yep. And it helps a lot of people, man, because you have a lot of industries where people deal with brokers. And so, imagine you go do some work and you're dealing with a broker expecting to get paid next week, but you knew, man, they paid for this shit to get shipped. It wouldn't be shipped if it wasn't paid for already. So why is it taking forever for me to get the money? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that whole process is going to be eliminated. Soon as somebody pay for something, not only are they paying for the price of what they paid for, that the shipping got to be paid on it. The shipper has to be paid. Everybody that's in that chain of command of how when one person buys a product and it gets to them, everybody gonna get paid instantly.
Okay.
And the way in which blockchain work is so everything is tracking everything. So now we talking about as soon as you buy something, you being able to keep track of where your products are, because even your products are listed on Ethereum, and those products are tracked on the blockchain. So you can see your products move from all over the world on the blockchain.
I think that system is dope, that everybody gets notified and gets to check the transaction. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. But if you living bad, that shit's terrible. And if any kind of government is running it, that shit's even worse. So those are the things that frighten people, or especially a person like me. I ain't tripping about living right, but if there are governments that run shit behind the scenes, if they have any form of gaining control of this shit, which they do, then they could easily control your life. But like I said, it's all about how you're living. I feel like if you're living right within, then you might not have to worry about those things. But
I think part of the system and part of the mining system, and that's kind of like a good business idea for people. If you got money to invest and you're looking for a way to invest like a good chunk of money, you might want to do some investigation in mining, because the way that blockchain is set up, they want to have it set up to whereas no government can control it, based upon the fact that we all have cell phones, and our cell phones is the central computer. It means the whole world have to kind of be operating on a particular grid for these transactions to exist, meaning that if we all cut off our phones, that would ruin blockchain. Not really the government intercession, but when we reference certain things like what we probably going to talk about sometime this week in the Saint Germain Trust, is that when we don't understand the changes that's happening to the financial situation, we just going to be real scared about it. But the idea is to learn about it so you're not scared about it, and see how this new situation can empower you. Because there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. Since I've been born, it's been winners and it's been losers. Like, I've never existed in a world where everybody was kumbaya. And, it's been haves and it's been have-nots. So at this particular time where we're spreading this information and speaking this information, if you want to continue to think about it as you a have-not, then that's going to be your bag. That's going to be your prerogative. But this equaling of the playing field is saying that you can buy in now, like today. And when this energy shifts 100%, like when all this shit is over, I'll let Hancho tell you what the situation will be like.
Well, yeah, if you buy into any one of these cryptos, if you look at the history on it, we've been talking with this, been going on for 10 years. So Bitcoin been in business for 10 years. Bitcoin started at like 1 cent. Today, Bitcoin is worth $7,340 right now, and going up. Ethereum is sitting at $171 per the value of one Ethereum is equal to the value of $171. That too came out 10 years ago. Look at how it grew. No, Ethereum came out in 2010. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 10 years. So if you're looking at XRP came out around the same time, but the new launches for XRP just started last year. XRP is at 20 cents. All of
Tell
these
them the
particular.
difference between 19 cents and 20 cents when you invest $100. If you invest $100 and they go from 19 cent to 20 cent, tell them the increase that they get. Or
Okay, I'm gonna give. Okay, so let's say it's at 20 cents, and you bought 1,000 XRP at $20. That for 20 cents. That's what, $200. So you spent $200. Now you're sitting on 1,000 XRP. When XRP's price that is at 20 cents goes to $200, then you would have what's that, 1,000? So 200 times 1,000%.
Wow.
That's $200,000.
Wow.
off a $200 investment, and all you got to do is wait for everybody to start sending their family money. I mean, once we woke up this week, we was dealing with a new financial system. All the implementations that happened Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you could see that the financial markets was doing like a topsy-turvy, up and down type of thing. But as soon as Monday happened, like 2 o'clock in the morning, like Honcho would say, the systems have been incrementally going up every single day. Of course, there's some ups and downs, but at the end of the day, everything is green. So, you can only imagine that to only last for a short amount of time before this information sell out. Just imagine the toilet paper. So this is the toilet paper.
Man,
family.
somebody got a toilet paper coin. I just seen drop. I ain't even gonna lie. No lie. Somebody seen a toilet paper coin, bro.
Wow.
So like this shit is real. they capitalizing.
Yo, we gotta get some metaphysical and esoteric coins out there.
Real talk, it's coming. Like real talk. But
That's
I'm gonna be honest,
point.
man. I bought Bitcoin. The first time I ever bought Bitcoin's worth $242. This was like in 2011. I didn't know shit about Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like I just bought it because I was making money. I thought it was cool, so I bought it. About $25 worth of it. That $25 turned into $250 in 2015. Now, I didn't look at the increase in the value. I hadn't paid attention to it, but you're really not thinking about, okay, 25 to 250, that's cool. But that Bitcoin was at $1,000 when it got to 250. Bitcoin went all the way up to $19,000. And it came back, fluctuated, but right now we're talking a $7,000 Bitcoin. If I'd have just kept my 250 in, I'd be sitting at six figures with that $25 investment. But I didn't know any better.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this to say, now I loaded up on XRP, I loaded up on Ethereum. If when XRP gets to the price that Ethereum is at, you're talking about being in six figures. So if you bought the $200, you know what I'm saying? If you got $1,000 worth of XRP and it gets to $170,000, man, that small investment has gained enough of value to be sitting over six figures, man. And who knows beyond that, because now this is what compound interest is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Once you double twice, you doubling, you know what I'm saying, more than you doubling, the numbers start switching. I don't know that's that geometry, but I don't know the math.
But let me just say this. When it comes to psychic downloads and the things that people would tell you, like, premonitions and, proclamations and, spiritual mumbo jumbo, it don't get no realer than this, family. So it's 20 people on this live right now. Consider yourself the 20th luckiest people in the world. I mean, only if you act on what we talking about and do your due diligence and your research first and foremost, but acting upon it, you can change your life. Like, just by doing a small.
How your boy Tony Robbins said, massive action for massive results.
Real talk. Tony Robbins, my dude.
Yeah, but I'm feeling the way this is shaping out, man, because in all honesty, like, just to be able to bounce these ideas off of one another and to learn, like I can't stress that enough. Like the financial literacy, bro. It's like bro, I had like 3 hours of reading this morning and like 5 hours last night, and I'm just like, I know a bunch of shit that I didn't know 20 hours ago. You dig what I'm saying? So like,
That's
yeah,
beautiful, bro.
the financial literacy is a huge component, bro. Like I can't stress that enough, bro.
That's what's up, man. We taught to question everything, but like question it from our feelings, not from what we know.
Mm-hmm.
And now you questioning things, but now you questioning more shit on what you know, and then you going to find empirical evidence to back up what you know,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just accepting what you've heard.
Yeah.
It's out here, man, and this is a great wealth transfer. I just hope everybody, especially that's on this live or people that's listening, get to take advantage of it, because I don't want to feel sorry for people. I want to feel as though you've had the opportunity, just like everybody else, to take advantage of it. If you were listening, and if you didn't, you could be a testament to them niggas told us.
And I think that has a huge connection with the whole emotional aspect that we've all been talking about, trying to get past and trying to gain understanding on. Because a lot of times, I know for myself, I could just speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. But self-sabotage used to be a thing I think I did subconsciously, based on me feeling like I needed to make myself small because of the environment and the people that were around me were small, or they felt small, or they acted small. You dig what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I feel like based on that whole go along and get along thing, when you don't want to ruffle any feathers and everything, like you don't want to tell anybody what you're thinking and what's on your mind. And if you bring something to the table and it's too elaborate, or it's too much outside of the box of what people normally think, people don't want to accept it. And then you in turn don't want to accept it because the people in your environment are not accepting it. And then you just push it off to the side. I know that's what I did. You know what I mean? Like, so I understand when we talk about
that shit is discouraging, bro.
Yes, I
But
understand when we talk about
raising
this
up. But see, this
emotional
is where it talk about, like, it's the financial information really don't got shit to do with the money. It's about like the person, and have you grown individually to get to a space to where you can hear knowledge, accept it, and take action on it. And can you be comfortable within yourself? Are you surrounded by the right people? Can you go and talk to people that'll give you good advice, or that'll share intelligent, or you can have intelligent conversations with people that are not going to give you shit, what I'm saying, they'll build you up. Like, it start there. It start with changing your vibration. But then once the vibration changes and you surround yourself with different people, those people begin to bring you things that's on that level of vibration that you know what I'm saying? Now you in a different space, you get new shit. And that's how I go in all walks. Shit.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
This is just evidence of you vibrating at where you want to be.
Yeah, I wanted to get y'all insights on this 10 commandments of trading shit. I mean, the first one is know what your trading strategy is and master it.
Yep. That's the number one rule. That's the only rule, and that's all that matters. That's really what it is.
Number two is be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? Number three is trust yourself, trust your gut, and ignore tips. Number four is don't let the results of your last trade influence your next trade. Number five is control losses and do not avoid them. Number six is preserve capital for easy prey trades rather. Number seven is be excited about trading, not money. Number eight is plan your trades. Number nine is be realistic. And number 10 is get proper training. Like, that's like go right back to number one. Like,
yeah, go right back. Yeah, that's a really, I would put that on my wall at home, bro. Because that's really good right there. But number one is the whole shit.
Yeah.
See, because
10 and 1 are the same. Yeah.
I was explaining to Kyrie how this works, with the risky, with being risky, knowing your system, knowing how you want to invest, knowing how you want to trade. That system applies all over the board. So if you want to set up a system where you maintaining your losses and you maintaining your wins based off of how much you're willing to lose, That's your system. You got to stick with it no matter what. That's what those 10 commandments are talking about.
So is the objective to create a foolproof system, or is the objective?
There
to
is no
create a
such
system?
thing as a foolproof
There's no such
system.
thing. Okay, thank you.
That's
Thank you.
opinion.
Thank
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
But because some people risk to reward. Some people will risk a lot to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Tell them about like how you can lose. Like say for instance, my YouTube channel, I don't make no money in it for a long time. I buy a computer, I buy a camera, I spent stacks, different particular platforms, lost. But look at me now. You feel me? So it is no real foolproof system, but that actual process that I had was the thought process to grow. Like I didn't mind taking losses. Like even this Zoom platform is a loss, but look at the conversations that we able to. It's like, what you willing to lose? I'm willing to lose $20 for this Zoom platform just for the conversation.
Absolutely.
But this is how you know the difference. The next person may say, "Man, I'm not spending $20 and I'm not making no money on Zoom." You see that? You see the thought process.
Mm-hmm.
So and when it comes to trading per se, if you're trading like currencies or such, you know what I'm saying, it's all about like your loss, how much money you have, and the proper win to lose ratio. Are you willing to lose no more than 5% of how much you have? So if you got $1, you can't lose no more than a nickel.
Okay.
Period. On anything that you do. So if you place a trade, if you place an invest, if you have an investment, whatever, you don't want to have out there no more than 5% of what you actually have in your account or what you actually have as an investment. You know
so essentially, you don't want to put anything in the ethers unless you're willing to lose it. So if you put it in the ethers, you're already thinking about you losing it, as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like
it's you're okay. It's not even that. It's just you have settled in your mind. I'm okay with the loss. If I lose this investment, I'm okay with losing this 5%, because if I lose 5%, now I still got 95% of my investment account. I'll take every bit of information that I can gain from that loss and use it as a lesson for my next investment.
Mm-hmm.
Then you spend 5% on training instead
that
of 5%
would tie
on
into
losing.
your goals. That would tie into your goals. So what are your goals?
Go right here.
Okay.
Go right there.
Which goes back to, what do you want to do, or what do you like to do? Or this goes back to the very first thing you talked about in this live today was, how do you turn what you want to do for fun, or how do you turn work that you love to do and make money? Like, how do you do that? And just making sure that you invest in this shit that line up with what you like. That means you're going to know it more, and you'll have more information about it, and you'll be wanting to learn more about it quite naturally because you're interested in it.
I know what you're saying.
33 by 27.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, it made a lot of sense. That made perfect sense.
Okay, anybody have any more questions about the blockchain while we keep moving?
We had some people that just joined the line, so I just want to give people the space and opportunity to say hi. So feel free to unmute yourself and make yourself known and heard. We in the building, you know.
Hey, fam, it's Phoenix News.
What up? Yeah, I got.
What up, Dream? What up, Dream? What up, Phoenix Muse in the building?
I got a question about because I got some stocks and stuff in them smaller Bitcoins. Like I think it's like Ethereum Classic and Litecoin.
How much Ethereum you got?
Probably like $100.
You should be looking good right now. How much was it when you bought it?
$4.
So you should be looking real good, bro. God damn. Really? You bought $104? Bro,
you lit, Dream.
Yeah, bro. That shit is at $175.
No, it's at $5. I'm talking about Ethereum.
Ethereum Lite. Ethereum
Lite.
Oh, okay. Nah, they haven't appreciated in value yet. So that
Yeah, I'm
so I'm not
talking
saying
about
it's a bad investment, but I what I am gonna say is just hold it for now and keep it. Invest in Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP. These things are what's pumping everything you see.
Get you a Coinbase account, because Coinbase accounts allow you to buy these, and a lot of accounts out here, a lot of what we was talking about earlier, it's getting harder and harder by the day to sign up with these accounts because the
Yeah. The
country's
country
on
has
some
the
form of
companies.
notice.
Yeah, the companies that are involved are all on the New York Stock Exchange. And we can't buy that shit because they want us to spend our money on the New York Stock Exchange. So they have the companies, they have the companies in America all under non-disclosures. And in order to buy that shit, you gotta buy it on stock exchange. So you can go into your stock exchange, like your any stock exchange accounts, and you'll be able to see some of these companies, but they are putting them on the stock exchange for us to pay for them. But if you want to go above that and actually get on the wealth side of shit, get you a Coinbase account, because Coinbase is an international exchange that America owns. Coinbase also is on the New York Stock Exchange, and buy your crypto from Coinbase, and then we'll have a conversation outside of this about the crypto world, so we can separate it, so I can kind of educate you guys on how the crypto world goes, because there you can have your own bank in that world.
Yeah, that's dope. So y'all got any ideas on the smaller ones? Like
Hell yeah.
Just go for all of them.
But let's have a conversation outside of this conversation about the crypto world.
And
there was one that was like a Dodge coin, and it's like point zero zero.
The die coin is good, but we can't buy the die coin, and I wouldn't just set up on. Go look at the company. It is set up in credit and debt.
That's
We are
what
not
I
in the
was
credit
gonna
and
say.
debt system. We're not in the credit and debt system no more. So you don't want to go and get shit that's credit and debt. So say XRP, period. That's the cheapest thing that everybody can buy, and it's the most. It's gonna be the most expensive one day.
XRP.
And
that's the stock name or whatever.
That's on Coinbase.
Ripple is the stock company for XRP, but XRP is on Coinbase.
Yeah. Okay.
If you got a stock exchange, you can invest into the company Ripple, and if you don't, go to Coinbase and buy XRP off of the exchange.
XRP. All right.
And I was just gonna say, like, the thing about XRP, the thing about Bitcoin, and the thing about Ethereum is that a lot of people write news articles about these particular projects. Lumen Stellar, you want to deal with companies that you can get some form of perspective about, and that they find dope articles. Like, you'll find articles that'll have you, once you get confident in what you invest in, then you will know, like, because that's kind of where it was like, okay, this is a good investment, small investments here and there. You know what I'm saying? But I've been doing that for like 2 months now, and that shit crazy. A couple of days ago, me and Honcho was talking about this shit on Monday. Like it was a movie. That shit was just going up. Overall investment side, that shit is just growing. Like, and you might save it, like, because you think you was raised in doing that.
It's an exchange zone for cryptocurrencies, and basically, you want to come and get in the blockchain and get off the end of the stock market and every company in America. Ethereum handles all the transactions for all the receipts, all the forwarded documentation that we send in each other with money. It'd be your currency, my currency, or their currency on everything else. However,
download blockchain, create your account, and then do that homework.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because once it happened for you, Dream, you're gonna be talking like they talking.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Shit.
Yeah, it's more or less like made me a believer on that shit. Like, I even gonna hold you, like, you know what I'm saying? Because not to say that I was skeptical, it was just that I didn't know.
I was hollering that shit before Manipulating the Matrix came up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and about Ben had a Coinbase account, but it's like just that recently I've been picking it back up because with all this shit that's been happening, Trump doing his daily energy readings and shit. You know,
Yeah.
So okay,
that should wake you up.
so for a beginner in this Coinbase account thing, well, how much you think I should invest in it?
I think you should invest what you got. What do you got?
What
Like
you
if I
willing
invest,
to
like if I just
lose?
What-
invest,
What you
What
comfortable
you
with?
what you willing to lose? I know
I got
people
my-
willing to lose a lot.
shit, I ain't willing to lose shit. But nah, if I invest $200, what do you think that'll do? You know what
I
I'm saying?
think you should go and buy $200 worth of XRP only and watch it. Just keep your
Yeah.
eyes on it.
I'm gonna tell you.
You'll have
Let's
1,000
double
XRP.
down on it. Let's double down on that. So
Yes.
XRP is at $20. So $200. I mean, it's at 20 cents. 20 cents. So $200. You know, every 20 cent is a XRP. So that's a lot of XRP. When XRP
That's
changed from
1,000
20
XRP.
cent. That's 1,000. So when XRP go from 20 cent to 21%, which is on trajectory to do, guess how much money you making, Dream? When it go from 20 cent to 21 cent, you just have to do that math.
Yeah, you gonna have to do that math.
You're gonna have
Yeah,
to
I
do that
know.
math.
That
They
shit
got
wild.
something like that in on the Robinhood, but it's like real minor and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Robinhood is
nah,
like
those-
stash.
look,
They like stash.
Okay, Robinhood is like if you was to come and sign up with me, and then you give me your money, and then I give you a percentage. Or you could go and sign up for yourself, and then go make your own percentage.
But
Well,
you ain't
Robinhood
gonna
is-
know what's going down. Like you ain't gonna know what's happening. But they don't know what's happening because they had to do a whole shutdown once that stock market crashed. Like a lot of these companies, like stock market companies, had to kind of redo their whole system and workings once the stock market crashed because
And
a
they
lot
make
of
it-
people
Nothing
lost money.
crashed. Nothing crashed for me over here. Nothing.
and they make it extremely difficult for you to move your money out of that shit. I mean, like
Nothing crashed over here.
you could,
Love.
I had $10 in
Majority-
Robinhood, and that shit just like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't even allow me to move it around after this shit happened.
Because you had to sign documents with Robinhood stating that whatever happened in our company, when we want to hold your money, we're gonna hold it. And ain't nothing you could do about it. And you was like,
Yep.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to go do business for yourself, take that same $10 and invest it in yourself. Because you could buy one XRP for 20 cents.
You verified now.
Imagine if you could buy one Bitcoin right now. If you had one Bitcoin right now, you would have $7,000 for one Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, one Ethereum is $171. Sunday it was 120.
It was
$129.
$120. Now it's $171. So that's a growth of $50. So people who had, $1,000 investment in Ethereum over the course of 3 days made $500. You know what I'm saying? Just real quick.
Yeah, I'm about to put this little $200 in that thing and see what it do.
Yeah, that's what I did, Dream. I put some money in there, like, that same amount. And just like over these couple of days, I just been watching it grow. It's been kind of fun for real. Like, every once in a while you might like be bored. Like, let me check this Coinbase account. Oh shit.
I'll be
nigga done
doing
made a
that with the
couple dollars.
Robinhood too though. And I'll be doing that with the Robinhood, and I have posted the what you call that, the little thing, the little share or whatever, and then people started signing up, and every time they signed up, they would give me a free stock. So it was like $7 stocks, $13 stocks, $5 stocks, or whatever. So it was crazy. I was like, damn.
Yeah, but how do they? Well, see, this the money market about stocks that I want people to understand. How do you value a stock? What is it based on?
No ticks.
You know what I'm saying? Because a stock doesn't. It's not really. It's based off of how much the company is valued, and how do you value a company? A company's value based off of its assets and its cash flows. So right now, if everybody's cash flow has stopped, then the company can only be valued based off of the cash on hand that it have and the assets that it got. So that means shit. If they really, a company's not valued much if it don't have many assets. Now, if people are actually investing in, currency markets where where your money is transferred, where your money is in a currency value based off of how that currency is moved or how that currency is valued, and you holding it there. This is where majority of the money markets hold their money. This is how banks make money. If y'all want to know, banks make money by taking your money that you put in the bank and trading it on the foreign exchange market. And then when you ask for it back, they give it back to you, but they would have quadrupled it 10 times over because of
Yeah,
the
please.
fluctuation in the markets.
It just
The foreign
started
exchange
raining. I was
market
like, damn it.
is extremely big. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you good. Go ahead. Keep
the
going.
foreign exchange markets are extremely big. They trade anywhere between 10 to 15 trillion dollars a day. Now, are y'all aware of what the foreign exchange markets are?
So the foreign exchange market, is that the different currencies, or are you talking about as far
Yes,
as
that's
like
how
the
that goes back to the very first example that we had with me, Ra and Hood, about how I have a currency, Ra got a currency, Kyrie got the main currency. We got to put our money in Kyrie currency in order to trade with each other and get my materials to him and his money to me. That's the foreign exchange market. This is where
Coinbase fee. Oh hell no, they already took out a fee and shit.
this is where the entire world trades. So everybody on this planet that got a company that's growing something, that's selling something, they're all selling it or growing it. They're all doing trade, commerce on the foreign exchange market. So when you get into things like Coinbase, you are basically getting into the foreign exchange market directly. When you buy into somebody's currency, you're buying into the value of that currency, and those values fluctuate over time. We don't have to deal with trade on that massive scale in America because we are the money managers of the world. Everybody trades in our currency. But imagine if you weren't in America and you don't trade in our currency, then that's a different process for you. And that's the different process for everybody else on this planet. So everybody has, like, we don't see how hard it is for people to trade with us. But now that we can't move shit and we got to get, we're not really doing a lot of business with China, we got to try to buy shit now. And that's not going to be easy for us to just go out and buy shit because we don't know how to do that. There's no market set up. All the big markets are ran by big corporations. So how you get into so even if you knew somebody right now and you could buy something from somebody overseas right now and get it shipped to you, if you could do that, how are you going to send them the money? That'd be the main thing. How are you going to get me the money so I can send it to you? And this is the market of foreign exchange. Getting money to people that you trade with. And so getting into this market, y'all in the most lucrative market on the planet.
Yeah, I just bought some of that XRP, and then it also says if you invite somebody, you get $10. So yeah, that's just a lit. So you already know. You already know.
Yeah, make your affiliate money, bro. Make that affiliate money,
you can.
bro.
Yeah, because
Hey,
if
the
a
people
person
be coming though too. They be like,
But see, Dream though, you got to get them. You got to get them. You got to get them on here, like you on here now. You got to get them to go buy some XRP though, like you just did.
Yeah, they
Get them
got
to
to
actually
spend
go do it.
$100.
The last one I got them to buy because all I did with the Robinhood was bought weed stocks because I heard that shit was supposed to hit.
Shout out.
I heard that shit was supposed to hit, so I bought a whole bunch of different weed stocks and shit. I just sat on that, and then I seen the Bitcoin thing, and I was like, all right, well, let me do this too.
That's how I feel.
They chop anything that's on that was on the stock market for like Bitcoin was like pieces of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like they was buying pieces of Bitcoin, not the actual piece to Bitcoin, which you can buy right now because you got Coinbase. If you got 7,300, you can go buy you one right now.
These boys take out fees and stuff for the transaction. That's crazy. It says
it ain't a big
Coinbase fee $2.99.
Yeah, that ain't a big fee, man. Imagine if you had to get that shit and it was a $35 wire transfer fee because that's how the bank operate. And then the bank gonna tell you that for them to receive the money, it's another $35, so you got to pay $70 for that transaction. You doing the transaction for $2.99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm already on it. Yeah, I appreciate the information for real though. Damn, what happened? Exchange rate. Yeah. Okay, while you were waiting. Okay.
So, did we cover everything?
Yeah, for the most part, man, you know, I think we kind of really hit home the point, and if people, you know, don't get the message beyond that, they'll check us on session 5 is how I'm feeling. Like, you know, I'm gonna put some things in the Slack, so hopefully people can join the Slack. I'm gonna put some books on there. I'm thinking Robert's Rule of Order next, but we don't have to do that.
I like it.
I'm gonna put it to the vote. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
I
put a
have a couple
list.
questions whenever you get done.
No,
But,
no showstopper. Go ahead. Because I was about to
okay.
conclude.
Yeah, because I just wanted to jump in real fast.
Do your thing.
Basically, my cousin just got into the I'm you know, like network marketing type, you know, pyramid thing with the Forex trading. So we're trying to figure out, you know, how to make some money on that. And then also okay, good. I've been investing in bonds. I think I did like $300 this year into bonds, but you know, it takes a while for that to mature. And also CDs. So Goldman Sachs has a $500 minimum that you could put in. At the end of last year, it was up to like 2.0, but now it's going to drop down to like 1.5. But how do y'all feel about that? And also,
I think I'm gonna be 100. Can I be honest with you? Can I be 100% honest with you? And I don't want you to take this the wrong way, okay? I think that shit is bullshit. I think that shit is total fucking bullshit. Total bullshit.
The CDs and the bonds, or just the bonds?
Bullshit. All that shit. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it's bullshit. Because this whole conversation that we just had today, Kyrie, you said $200.
Yeah.
$200. Okay. For $200, which is both $100 less than what you spent and $300 less than what you would have spent with Goldman Sachs for a 2% return, we're talking about 1,000% return. You know what I'm saying? In less than a year.
No, I'm not saying to do that.
So like
I'm not saying to do that.
The description of what you gave is the sales pitch to all finance people, that finance middlemen. They're all selling you the same shit that we're talking about. We just not selling you nothing. We telling you, hey, this is the market that Goldman Sachs in. Goldman Sachs want to take your $500 and instead of giving you,
they're going to go
and take your $500 and they're going to go and make $5,000 and then give you shit. Hell, I'll give you 10%. You gonna
I'll give you the derivative. Can I explain that 1 second? Because I want to keep it there. You know what I'm saying? So when we give our money to banks, the bank take your money and then break it down 10 different ways. And
right, I
then
know
do what
about
they
that.
need to do.
I don't want to cut you off, but just for the fact that I already know how that works. They take my money, they go invest it, and they give me back.
Where are they investing in it though?
I don't even care because they ain't giving me none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen though. This is what we're telling you. This
I
is
know
what
they're
we're telling you. This is
but
what we're telling you.
I understand what you're telling me, but let me just move forward past that. I understand that, okay? But it's already done. You know what I'm saying? The savings bonds is already done. The T-bill's already done. So ain't no reason for me to, you know, cry or spill milk with that.
I'm saying going forward, I want people to understand how money works. And people really not aware of how all of it tie in together. The whole system is the flow of cash is now online. And so since the flow of cash is online, we are all in the position to be our own bank.
Right. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So moving forward from that, how do you feel about trading stock options, and what would be an easier way to get into stock options, and also about the Forex market? How do you feel about that?
I think the Forex market is the best thing to get into. Stock options is another thing, like what we were just talking about, giving your money to somebody else.
Okay, so don't worry about the stock options then.
Don't anything where you got to give your money to somebody else.
With the options, you have to go through a broker, through someone else to trade for you.
Right.
You have to do that anyway. Yeah.
With foreign exchange, you get to go in and you get to get on a trading platform where you can trade your own money.
Now, how would you do that as an independent person to get into Forex without having to go through like one of
MetaTrader.
go MetaTrader 4 or 5 and go through your trading program and learn it.
So you got to download MetaTrader and then probably FX Choice or something to that effect, Binance or something to that effect.
FX
You
Choice
need
is regulated so that you won't lose your money. Like these other companies aren't regulated by America. FX Choice is. So you can actually trade with them and get on there and trade Forex. But
and how much
please
is
go learn
that
how to do that shit.
For the Forex, you said Forex Trader. And what was the other one? MetaTrader?
Forex Choice and MetaTrader.
FXChoice.com and MetaTrader 4. MetaTrader 4 is the trading platform.
And do any of these cost?
Yeah.
Like, is it a monthly thing?
Nah.
No, it's just applications that you can sign up for FX Choice, but you want to have MetaTrader on your phone or your PC if you want to do trades, because that's the platform for what you use to do the trades. MetaTrader 4 or 5, because you need a broker account to do trades. So to set up your broker account is through FX Choice. You can't just hop on and do Forex without a broker account.
Right. That's what I was trying to figure out, how to do it without, because my cousin already went through the IM trading, and what we basically doing is watching the videos together, And I was just like trying to figure out how we could do it.
It's a little confusing.
There's Traders Way that you can get on as well. So you use FX Choice and Traders Way. Those are the two companies. Those are the two broker platforms that you can load money onto and trade on their platforms. Also, to get money to them, however, you cannot send them US dollars. You got to send them Bitcoin.
So we got to buy into Bitcoin. And that's another thing I was asking, because you said
Ain't that some shit?
$7,000 right now. So say I only have $200 to invest. How would that work? Would I be able to buy Bitcoin, or is it $7,000?
You gotta go. You have to go. You have to go and get you a Coinbase account and buy $200 worth of Bitcoin.
You can buy partial Bitcoin. You can have partial Bitcoin.
That's what I
want. And then sell, and then send your Bitcoin from your Coinbase account to your FX Choice account. And that's how you get money sent. And then you can convert it to US dollars on their platform.
Okay. So give me a Coinbase account, buy the Bitcoin, send that to my FX Choice, Forex Choice account. And that's how I can get in that way.
And then you can go live. You can open up
then
a live trading account.
You can start doing some trades.
I'm in some FX Choice trades right now as we speak. I got to buy on Bitcoin, I got to buy on Ethereum, and I got to buy on US dollar and gold.
One of those two platforms, and that was FX Choice, and what was the other one?
MetaTrader
and Traders Way.
MetaTrader.
Traders.
No. Well, we talking about the platform or the other broker account?
Yeah, the platform. I got FX Choice, and what was the other trader?
MetaTrader 4.
MetaTrader 4. You can download MetaTrader 4 on iPhone.
Okay, I got a question. Because I'm looking at this thing. What else should I invest in besides this XRP, you think?
No understanding it all, so you can come back and tell us what we should invest in.
I was doing
y'all just doing XRP?
The way blockchain
what you were doing, Kyrie?
I was doing Lumen Stellar. I did research on Lumen Stellar, and it had a lot of growth, and it looked like it was going to grow a lot based upon it's doing a lot of relief work for this actual Chris Brown situation. It's one of the foremost blockchains for relief for the CV. So if this situation like goes up, I'm looking for Stellar Lumens to continuously grow. But once this energy dies down, I'll probably take my money and put it somewhere
Pull
else.
out.
But I
Yeah,
was just
Why you,
watching the news.
Kyrie?
Just
Why
watching the
why
news.
you
that's
why
good
you
shit right there.
what they doing with the they doing relief?
They doing so for whoever needs relief, they want to be the main blockchain or the main financial distributors. So maybe for ventilators and masks and all healthcare needs and charitable contributions, they want to be the forefront. So I didn't see no other blockchains really speaking to like, you know, COVID-19 relief and response. But like I'm sure there are blockchains being introduced, but like the number one was the Stellar Lumens. And then you can look at Stellar Lumens on your chart and see its growth value. Like it's doing a whole bunch of money and it's not even worth a penny yet. So, you know, you can make an investment on here at the micro level and say Stellar Lumens makes a penny. If it just as a penny a share, you know, you in the range of making, you know, thousands of dollars. So, you know, just on a small
I just
investment.
want everybody to know. I just want everybody to notice how he found why it was a good investment, and that's what I was wanting to speak to on the blockchain. Find a company that you see actually doing something, and those will be the ones that are the ones to invest in. If you don't see any, if you look at one of the companies and you can't really find out what they're doing, don't put your money towards them. But the ones that are doing stuff have information about what they're doing, and you can look and you can make a trajectory based off of what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like really common sense. Like that's what like I realized like shit. I don't mind investing $40 in this stock because this $40, if this stock make one penny off of the stuff that it's trying to do, like it's trying to be newsworthy out here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down for anybody that's trying to go viral and trying to make, you know, something happen because the more intention to their relief efforts, the more money I make. So it's like you got to really, you can be a part of a company at this particular point, but you got to pay attention to the news. So certain questions you might ask about a stock is found in the information about the actual company. So if you do the research is what I'm saying, you'll know without a shadow of a doubt, like shit, here go 40 real quick. Like that ain't nothing. Like I
And
What
be
you
coming
saying is
around telling
definitely
other people
true.
to invest in it, like real shit. You have that energy like everybody else should invest in it because of what you
right,
see.
right.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for giving us this light, this knowledge real quick for that. One more thing. So what? So all the money I got in crypto in that Robinhood, did I just take it out and put it in Bitcoin thing?
I would do it. I would just change it and switch it over to Coinbase because it's more lucrative. Because that Robinhood is a middleman for stocks.
Yeah,
Like me and you, like if me and you decided, like, bro, we want to go buy some stock, we would want to do an E-Trade account. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't doing E-Trade, then we might as well kind of like step away from it because you want to be personal about your money and your development. It sounds good to trust a person's opinion, but if like what I noticed about these accounts, like they was really holding people's money and stopping people's flow like for a good week or so. So it's like if you don't got full control over it, then you might it's weird to not have control over it in these particular times. So Coinbase, if you want to do stocks, I suggest doing your due diligence on E-Trade and set up an E-Trade account so you can just get in the game for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I want with the you can send your Ethereum Classic the blockchain system, and you don't have to like send it back to your bank account if you
That's
got it
deep.
like that. So you can just send it from what Robert. You should be able to get your tag and send it through from Robinhood to your Coinbase account.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that. So I go to the Robinhood app and then
See if you can get a
try to
code.
transfer
See if you can get a code.
right to this Ethereum Classic shit.
Yeah. Ethereum Classic $5.49 on it. It's on Coinbase, so you should be able to get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Can you break
Strong
down
down.
Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin? Because that was a
Okay,
question that Greenheart got us at.
All right, Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. Once all the first 21 million Bitcoins was bought, it got cut in half. It get cut 5 times. The first time Bitcoin ever got cut was Bitcoin Cash.
Mhm.
So Bitcoin Cash is the second tier of 5 tiers of Bitcoin's rollout. The first rollout was what we saw over the last 9 years. And then 2 years, in 2017, 18, they cut it. They cut all our money. All our money got cut. But we ended up with the amount of Bitcoin in the first tier that we had and the same amount in the Bitcoin Cash account. So Bitcoin Cash is a second tier. It will grow just as well as Bitcoin. It's gonna grow with everything. It's just a second tier. And a lot of understanding this is listening to homie video, the Saint Bernard, that shit. You know what I'm talking about? The video Ross sent.
Now,
Saint
Honcho,
Germain. Saint Germain.
let me
Saint
ask you
Germain.
this real quick, Honcho, because this is kind of funny to me. Like when you get on the Coinbase app, right? It got the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and then it got XRP.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So now it feels like they trying to set you up to go get this XRP because you're looking at it like, damn, 19 cents.
100%.
You see
It's almost too easy type of shit.
So,
That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, when I see stuff like that, it kind of be like, all right, are they trying to throw me off or are they trying to, you know what I mean, shoot me in the right direction? Like, hey, this is it.
All 3 of those companies are operating 3 different systems in the blockchain. That's why the suggestion has been made. XRP only started to promote themselves last year. They weren't promoting themselves. The only thing that was being promoted was Bitcoin and Ethereum set up everything. When you go do your research on Ethereum, you will see that everything is ran on the Ethereum network. Everything. But every transaction when it comes to money transactions is transacted through XRP. So a lot of your question is designed. The answers come from understanding how they function in the blockchain. Like what is the function of this particular thing in blockchain? That's why I said Ethereum Classic is not bad to have. It's just the second tier. It's like Bitcoin Cash.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's live. Yeah, so this is the long haul, 5 years from now.
Yeah, you got to see these things that, like, you know, you got to see XRP at $100, and then you got to see like Ethereum at $5,000 or whatever. You know, these particular things.
Bitcoin is giving you the scale. Bitcoin was number 1.
Yeah,
it
for
gives
sure.
you the scale. So Bitcoin is at 7,000. Ethereum number 2. Ethereum got to go get 1,000, which means Bitcoin got to go get 20,000 plus. And then you'll see XRP rise to 100. And then as the years go by, XRP will rise to 1,000. Ethereum will rise to what Bitcoin is, and Bitcoin will be out of this motherfucker. 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And it'll rise as the years go. But you'll see the tiers like Bitcoin Cash get to 1,000. Ethereum Classic get to 100. You know what I'm saying? You'll see the tiers grow too.
And once these major companies such as like Walmart, such as Amazon, you know, these major companies, and you have like these everyday commerce transactions take place based upon the blockchain. So you want to keep your eyes open. You want to keep your eyes open for, you know, a stimulus check on blockchain, or how the stimulus checks are going to be distributed. What system you like, once that unveils, then you want to rush to that shit like toilet paper. You just want to figure out how these stimulus checks is going to actually work throughout the blockchain and know what to invest. So these conversations that we having is really crucial if you want to understand this next wave of finances, because they got a $2 trillion experiment that they about to unveil on the public in a matter of weeks. Like next week, the financial systems is going to be completely different. And a lot of people is going to be like, woe is me. And a lot of people is going to be like, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to take a very little amount to understand how rich you can be, because this $2 trillion cannot exist in the same way that, you know, it's been existing in. The systems can't take it, and the banks is too busy processing loans, because at the same time, people trying to sell their home and buy homes. So it's beyond crazy with this financial system. So just kind of be aware of the changes that's taking place. And once you get some awareness, kind of share with the family and then make your investments. And, you know, we keep track of these investments on the Slack. So, you know, be sure, you know, to email me if you're interested about joining the Slack, because we will keep the family updated. You know, shit done got real around
Yeah,
this
we might
mud.
have our own block. We might have our own blockchain in a
Ultimately,
minute.
the main thing is just learning how they function in blockchain.
Say
You're
that one more
doing your
time.
research is to know how they function.
Having a system of investing would be one thing, and then for two, yeah, you want to know how they function, what are they functioning for, because certain blockchains and certain stocks might be important this week for a particular news story. Like
I
the
want a hot
stimulus
stock.
check is it's like a hot stock. Like these stimulus checks is like setting a tone for, you know, the next big investment, especially on the blockchain front, because what we're talking about is money being sent electronically, and blockchain, that's what it was made for.
MoneyGram is a good stock. I'm gonna be honest. MoneyGram would be a good stock to buy, and then you can just go do your research on MoneyGram and XRP. Put them two together, and then you'll see.
What about Amazon, Honcho?
Every single company in America that's big, especially like Amazon, is already operating on the XRP ledger, and they're already operating on the Ethereum ledger. So Amazon would be a good company to invest in, but Amazon costs a lot of money for one stock. So I would see what kind of companies do Amazon have in the blockchain, and then go find out what coins those are.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter worked for Amazon, so she just bought into some stock for Amazon. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for all the information, Huncho. I'm gonna be hollering at you for a consultation soon too. But
Appreciate
yeah,
that.
XRP.
Yeah, I appreciate the knowledge too.
Yeah, for real.
The
Yes,
knowledge,
sir.
the book.
Appreciate you, Honcho. You know what time it is.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Between the
that's
knowledge
love.
and the
See,
book,
hey,
man,
I want to see y'all teaching people, man. I want to see everybody telling me thank you. I want y'all to be teaching y'all families and
That's
teaching
what
y'all
I'm gonna
and
do.
teaching
I'm
the people
about to
around
put it in.
y'all.
I'm about to put it in a post, Honcho, and I'm gonna just put like I'm gonna put everything you said real slick and quick, like niggerish, because you know you said a
I
lot.
like that.
So I'm gonna try to put it. Hey, come to this Coinbase. You know, do this, blah blah blah.
chill out. Chill out.
Yeah, get
Hey
it
man,
in.
so they go Netflix though, right?
Yeah, Netflix got a good
Netflix we get those.
blockchain documentary.
All right, then man, I'm about this. I got it's a lot of homework. I'm excited though, man.
For real, though.
Especially we
I'm
look at
really
like,
excited,
right?
man. It's a lot of research got to be done, but I'm really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to it.
I don't know where the market is at, to be honest, bro.
Man, I appreciate this, man.
Get with you guys, man. I'm gonna probably
This shit
start.
is dope.
I'm gonna probably start something start a crypto section just so we can get in there. We can just chop it up on crypto in the Slack. That way y'all can ask y'all questions and we can really kind of dive deep into the different studies and the different stuff that y'all find, and formulate something from there.
All right, yeah, we're gonna start that crypto channel. Thank for everybody joining in. Thank for everybody contributed. Thank you, Honcho. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Rebel. Thank you, Dream. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, She Rain. Thank you, Showstopper. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thanks for everybody watching this video. We'll see y'all on the flip side. And beyond that, let's continue this conversation in the chat, family. I appreciate everybody, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Peace.